During the weekend of the 20 to the 22nd of September 2019, a group of around 60 packrafters came together at the campsite on Lake Bala. It was an opportunity for like-minded people to get together and share their interest in this new sport of packrafting and maybe introduce a few new people as well. We were fortunate to have 4 or 5 manufacturers represented, as well as Tirio, who are a company based in North Wales specialising in, amongst other things, packrafting excursions and training. Jason, the co-owner of Tirio, was on hand to deliver taster sessions, answer questions and generally introduce people to this new sport of packrafting and the nuances that go along with that. After everybody had got to grips with the fundamentals of paddling the flat-bottomed packraft, we had a little play on Lake Bala before we set off on our route, which would take us 3.5 kilometres up the western edge of Lake Bala before we found our first break for lunch. With light winds and constant rain, it didn't take much motivation to keep people paddling hard, keeping themselves warm, but also the scenery and tranquility that they experienced as they paddled up Lake Bala was really quite something. Although some of the lesser experienced paddlers may have found themselves slightly intimidated being on this wide body of water, with the expert guidance given by Tirio, they soon found themselves well within their comfort zone. As the little flotilla continued to head north along the western shore of Lake Bala, everyone soon got into a great stroke and looked as if they'd been doing it for quite a number of years. It may have been the weather, but it was really tranquil. There weren't many other people out using the lake. It gave plenty of opportunity for Jason to point out the scenery and give coaching tips as people paddled north. It wasn't long before hunger started to take effect, and Jason took the flotilla into the shore and they had a break for lunch.
What we'll do is we're going to aim for, you see the sailing boats, yeah? See the masts?
As we got back on the water, we had around 1 kilometre to paddle almost directly across Lake Bala towards the Bala Sailing Club. As we approached the far shore, we had to find a nice beach where we could land our craft, and then we would transition from paddlers into walkers. This is really where the beauty of packrafts come into their own. Once you've collapsed the packraft down, it weighs a couple of kilos and takes up not much more space than a big set of waterproofs in a day sack. The modern paddles break down to 4 or sometimes 5 pieces, and they take up little room either. This allows us to use the water when we want to, but also to pack it up and walk around features or take in other elements of our journey that you wouldn't be able to with a hard shell kayak or standard canoe. It only takes 4 or 5 minutes to deflate a packraft and roll it up and then stow it in a day sack. With all the packrafts correctly stowed, it was time for a 4.5 kilometre walk around to Llangower station, where once again we would take to the water as packrafters and transition from being walkers. We were lucky that by this stage the weather had improved, and in between the fabulous cloud formations we had the brief glimpse of the sun. We were also able to put our drone in the air and take some of this lovely footage of the packrafts transitioning. Once all the packrafts were fully inflated, it was time for us to take to the water again and paddle the kilometre back across Lake Bala to where we began our journey at the Glasglyn campsite on the southwest bank of Lake Bala. Many of those attending this session already owned packrafts and just needed a bit of encouragement to see how capable they were. Those that had never been in a packraft before were certainly impressed with the capability of these fine little craft.